Hi, ladies and gents. Welcome to another impromptu stream. I'm enjoying it at the minute, so here's another. We're gonna run this for 2 hours, something like that, and then I've got to go out and do other things. I'm just thinking about putting my phone on charge in here. Nah, we'll leave it in the other room for now. I can go get it later. What we got? We got a couple of. We got some 200 zoom going. We've got a reg table of 500 NL. I kind of liked it last night where we did a little bit of a mix. So we'll start with that. I need to change. Let's do it like that, shall we? 4 tables. Yeah, that looks good. So we'll sit on this and then we'll get on a seat. I don't think it really matters where I sit, but we'll go with that. Okay, we're expecting him not to return, so we'll sit opposite Ed. Hello, Ed. You're watching. What else do I need to do? Do one zoom. Might even throw in some eye poker if there's something good going on. We might not. Let's do this for now. So let's put these zoom tables here. We'll leave that slot free and we'll kind of go with this. If it just ends up being 200 zoom, it does, but I'm not going to discriminate in terms of stakes we play today. We already have a seat. Wonderful. I'm going to check and bluff the river on this table here. Table, so I'm not going to bluff the river now. Let's say, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. If we check any bets, it's kind of gross. So I think I'm just going to value bet for a big blind versus a fish. King 2 versus a recreational, I think we'll defend. My aim for this is to try and get into the groove of the session early. And have a winning session. Have a winning stream. I don't know if I've done that yet. I think I've done 4 now and I've definitely lost 3. Might have won 1. But hey, we'll see. We shall fucking wait and see. Okay, so we're on the 4-minute delay. So we should be like live in a second. So happy new year to everyone. As I say, we're only going to do 2 hours or so today. Because we fucking love it. And we might do more streams in the new year. We'll see. Kind of been thinking about like the new year. In terms of like what my goals are. What do I want to achieve and so on. My neck feels a lot better now, actually. I woke up with a very stiff neck this morning. Tell me you're 33 without telling me you're 33. And yeah, so like I watched Cruz's video on YouTube about his results. Thought it was a good little video. I like it when people do results videos like that. I've toyed with the idea of doing one myself for this year, but I could just stream instead and talk about stuff there, or here, if you will. Because it's been a very, very difficult year in terms of the results for me, as I think it has been for quite a lot of people, actually. Like, I don't think anyone's alone in that. And I think that's a lot to do, with the current climate of online poker, in truth. I think, the people that are really, that have posted really good years are going to be really few and far between, because sites like PokerStars are a lot quieter than they once were. And everyone seemingly plays on GG nowadays, where win rates are few and far between in of themselves. There are some outliers, and there are some people that are doing really well. But most are not. And, even then, I've not played any on GG. And as I say, I've had, in terms of the results, not a great year. So, yeah, I don't know. I might do a whole video on it, breaking down the results and what I think I need to change for the new year. Don't think we're betting very often here. I think, generally speaking, though, I'm getting a bit rate warning. I hate that. Should go away. Lost my train of thought. Alex, hello, mate. We go again. We do. We'll call off ace queen here, and we will run it versus pocket eights. We're not going to win that. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, I've been thinking about my goals for the year. Maybe I do a little bit more streaming. I definitely want to play more. So I was looking at, like, my results earlier on, actually, for the year. And I've only played just over 300k hands overall this year, which is obviously not much at all. Oops. And that is something I would like to improve on. A few more hands next year, being more consistent with my volume, scheduling it in a bit more is definitely something I want to do. And dedicate more time to playing. I think this year I've dedicated a lot of time to coaching and a lot of time to, like, real life stuff. Why am I getting such a weird bitrate warning? I'll live. I'm gonna check tens actually here. Yeah, done a lot of coaching, and I've dedicated a lot of time to, as I say, going on holiday and living life and stuff. And I've actually had a really, really good year in terms of, like, my life, all in all. I think we're just going to be really aggressive here versus a recreational. Tens, I think, is pretty okay as a call. It's a good river. But I think I definitely, like, put playing poker on, like, the back seat a little bit. On the back burner a little bit. It's going to give up now over here. I think most people who have draws here just give them up, so I think we're actually just going to fold with the tens pretty comfortably. So I want to prioritize playing more next year, definitely. And put coaching and real life, not on the back seat so much, but a bit more balanced in terms of playing more hands. And being a little bit more professional, I think. In that regard. A few people in the chat, Mr. I think it's excuse my pronunciation, but Gedas, I think is how I would say it. Have you tried to play in coin poker? No, I have not yet. I think it's getting more and more popular. I will, certainly. That's one of the things in the new year. I'm going to play more sites and organize myself. I think I'm going to get like, I'm currently doing the boot camp, the coaching boot camp for the low stakes guys, which is going very well. I'm really happy with it. I'm going to do another one afterwards, which will also last like about 6 weeks. And then I think that will be it. And I will really focus on playing from that point onwards. And that's when I'm going to start like multi-siting heavily, really ramping up like the table selection and all that stuff. So that's when I'll play on coin poker, put money on like AAA or ACR and stuff like that for the edit for an extra table. Queens, I think we'll stab every now and again. I think we get to stab a fair amount. Here, like, it's not easy for an opponent with like a king high or Jackson 10s to defend versus a stab here. I think we can be pretty merged with it. Turn, I don't think we're folding him off an ace, so it's kind of value at this point. If we were to bet, I think Jacks is pretty close on the flop. Doesn't have much of it. To be honest, I'm expecting kings and I'm expecting like a lot of weak ace-x here. I think I'll just realize rather than like have to bet call. Benjamin, hello mate. All the best for the new year for yourself. Happy New Year. This is 10%. We are always continuing. It's just whether we jam. Aces or kings? Does he call all of it? The problem is his range is quite strong. Leaning more towards call. I think his range, if his range is strong, I don't think I'm going to bluff it too hard. Yeah. Maybe I should be just re-rolling some all in there and putting him in the bin, but Jeremy, I think is how you say that. I'm gonna fold there or bluff here. Hey Simon, are you fucking hell? Are you open to sharing your results for this year? I am. They are not great. As I say, I might do a video on it. I'm kind of in between because I think you put it down here. Yeah, Cruiser just made one. It was really good. Was very transparent about it. I might do something similar. But yeah, my results for this year, not amazing. Below EV and very break even for the year. Over like, as I say, 300k hands or something. I'm just going to fold that. Which obviously sucks, but some things I definitely didn't do very well this year, like table select. I ego battled a little bit. I've not run very well over the course of the year, which I'll put that one in there straight away. What else? I've changed my game plan a little bit too much, I think. This is very close. It's a good barrel. Yeah, I'm going to barrel it. yeah, ego battled a little bit too much. Changed my game plan too much. Like tried to reinvent the wheel in a lot of respects when I was going through like a downswing or whatever. I think maybe abandoned some things that I was doing very well. Some mental leaks as well, perhaps. You know, that kind of maybe went undiagnosed. Just a lot of stuff definitely I could have done better, and I'm going to look to improve in the new year, 100%. I think we're just going to play pure call here. Just going to check the queen 9. So yeah, lots of things I could have done better, I think, and I am going to look to change in the new year. As I say, be more regimented with my schedule, table select harder, be a little bit more simplistic in my approach technically. Are all things I'm looking very much to do. I think 2/3 is fine here. We kind of just want to put gut shots in the blender. I think polarizing makes sense. But yeah, definitely not an amazing year results-wise, but as I say, a pretty good year everything else-wise. I think we'll open 5-4 here. Manu, bonjour Simon. Comment vas-tu? Comment punt. Come up with your best French, I guess. Yeah. Comment vas-tu? I guess is how I would say it. We'll go with that. Gonna see bet small with a6. I think it's gonna be all right. How have your live results been? Haven't played. I haven't played any live. I think I played like about 5 live sessions over the course of the year, honestly. Might do more of that next year. Ideally, I mean, one of my goals for this year, with like online, was to go play 1K. And I haven't done that because the results have been shit, essentially. So I would like to do that next year. And I think like more than capable. Spent a lot of money this year, so I think I'm gonna be saving a bit more overall. To allow myself to go play higher and all of that. But it's very much, I think 2025 for me is very much the year I'm going to prioritize playing and look to break through 500 NL and go play mid to high stakes and really go for it. So I am going to be more dedicated to playing rather than coaching. But streaming and stuff like that, I still find fun. So I might do that a little bit more. But yeah, definitely less real life stuff and less coaching. Still will coach, just not as much, especially into the latter half of next year, I think. I think I'm just going to go for showdown here. Uh, 7-5 will defend. Yeah, and I think fat value here with 9s, he's still just got ace high and 1 pair a lot, and we beat that. I think we can comfortably value bet this. In this line. And we get snapped by pocket 6s or something, I guess. There you go. Must be on point today. I'm calling out people's hand. Ace 4 here, we're just going to check back. I think if the positions were tighter, we could consider like barreling it as a bluff, but I think too much showdown value in these wide formations. I think I'd fold queens versus 10% on the river at that line at a very low frequency. He might do it with a jack, so I don't think we can ever fold it, really. Just checking here. Like random king jack, I think makes sense. So yeah, I don't think I'm ever folding versus 10%. And as I say, versus 10%, you need to be right like fucking never. So if in doubt, call. Just in case. King jack, we're going to call. This guy is more purple, I think, than green by the looks of it. Purple just means like semi-recreational. My God. Gonna, I think, check for a little bit of information here. So the thing is borderline versus like a semi-recreational, whether we can stack it off. Easy value bet now. We'll bluff here. Right. Okay. Where's the rest, mate? Jesus fucking Christ. We get 3x potted over here, which is an interesting thing to do. Seems really unnecessary, that. Just going to shrug and fold, I think. I am going to see if I can try and get a reg table. I think this could check, but mainly bet. Another reg table for this. But these two, you know, 2 zooms fine, to be fair. Your girl said yes, so your son run in real life. Exactly. Like, yeah, in terms of real life, you know, years, as the year has gone, it's been fucking 10 out of 10. No complaints. And that's the thing, I think, in general with myself, is I might raise the river here. The 10's not great, but still might, because there's a lot of, maybe not the best theory thing to do on the turn, on the river, to raise the river here with the 10 of diamonds, to be honest. But I really want to. What else do I have? Ace king off, probably a little bit better. We'll do it at a low frequency and we'll fold the rest, I think. What was I saying? What on earth was I saying? I can't remember. This is the problem when you're playing, I get sidetracked by the hands. That's a good turn for him. What size do I want? I think it's more natural to polarize here, so I think we'll just check with king 9. And just gonna overbet ace 10 here. I think it's more than good enough versus a turn snap check. Easy call with the king 9. Don't think I want to raise. I think that's a little bit thin. It's a really weird river, that. Not a great river. A lot of like natural bluffs complete. Nah, fuck you. I mean, like, if you've got ace king there, right, and you bet 75% or whatever that is on the turn, and you get the 8 of diamonds river, and you don't follow through with a diamond in your hand, what are we hoping for there? Not sure. really fucking not sure what you is the turn bet for value or what? Like, what are we up to? There you go. We got a fourth table. Maybe not for long. Okay. A little anti-table. Played a few of them last night. They were good. And I guess fold Jack 8. I don't want to, but I will. So yeah, a good year overall, but next year I want like a breakout year, quote unquote. I want to go play really high. And I want to have a good year of results. There's like 30 of us watching. Cool. It's a good time to do it. I'm just going to check down ace-3 here. I think we've got enough showdown. And then trying to bluff a fish off pocket 5-0, I don't think it's going to be overly profitable. Yeah, it's good doing a stream when everyone's off. So you can do it in the middle of the day and everyone will come watch. I say everyone, all 35 of us at the minute, but it's not about the numbers, just doing it because I like doing it. Juniper de Cat, hello mates. Is it Juniper or Uniper? I'd say Juniper. Ed says check Discord. I don't have Discord open. I don't have my phone on me. Let me go get my phone. Whoa. Ace King, we will re-raise. And I'm going to bet one big blind here. Which I love doing multi-way. I just think it's fucking undefeated. Like, defend it. Not going to put any more money in with the 9-7 now. But the idea is, like, this is a me board on the flop, and I can just, even though it's two people, which means you want to bet a bit less. If we bet small, we can bet wider. And I mean, you know, defend it with pocket fives. Feel free. As played, going to check fold. Maybe he did and then bluffed. At which point, fair play to him. I think Jack 9 mainly bluffing here. Yeah, I think even pure. I think we have to be really aggressive in this kind of spot when he's just got ace high. A lot. Yeah, I think defending ace queen, pure-ish, these positions, this sizing seems fine. And I guess we're going to get stacked. And the only real question here is whether we want to play check raise or... There it goes, check, check. That should be a card that hits this player very well, so I think we want to play a lot of check. I might even, like, just check every time with ace-queen here. I think jacks is a really natural hand to have, maybe like a random king-jack or something that didn't want to bet ace-jack off, that didn't want to bet ace-king, obviously. Just had to think that through. I think we're just going broke, but it's how we go broke. Oh, a chest. Yeah, I think we just lose, but the issue is that when people 4-bet in these positions, they don't usually have 4-bet jams. So it all becomes a case of where does the ace-king go? And I think it's quite natural to check ace-king and then to blast it off. So just ace-king alone means we call. I think he could also have the same hand, so I think we just have to pay him. That's why we were kind of in between on the turn. I kind of felt like I might want to jam, but I just feel like if he's got ace-king, we kind of want to keep that in. It's not doing that great. This is really close versus half pot with pocket eights. Actually really close. I think always call, but I'm not convinced. I think we can lead now. It should be a bit more polarized here at this point. The leading at least sometimes makes sense, I think. Though not this time. If I win like 20 grand on stream here, this will be very exciting, but probably just $20. Or 50, there you go. Thank you, PokerStars. Just gonna call the eights. No raise for this. And going to lose. Yeah, nice hand. Mr. Doway. Good luck to yourself. Happy New Year. Yassine Kemper, happy birthday, mate. It's not my birthday, but thank you very much either way. My birthday is September the 7th, if you want to get that in your diary. Right, 8-7, what we're saying here. I like these draws. I'm always pretty flexible with my stabbing strategies, like in terms of what wants to stab and what doesn't. So I'm always going to do a little bit of both here. Jeremy, who impressed you the most from the coin poker battle? Do you know, I haven't actually watched any of it. Which is bad, I know. So I couldn't really tell you. I think, what's my size here? I don't think we can always bet the turn. There's a lot of natural bluffs here, so I think we do have to be a little bit careful. But yeah, if I watch any of it, because I might go back and watch it, it's all on the internet. At least I'll let you know. But I haven't honestly watched any of it. I don't actually consume all that much poker content. What the fuck do you have? I mean, it's kind of mandatory bluff territory here, which is really annoying because I'm never getting a fold. But if I can't bluff 8 high, what am I going to bluff? I'd be honestly astounded if I get a fold here, but there you go. 2 pair on that turn. That's a fucking weird turn. This might be a turn I want to actually size down on. Don't think I want to polarize. Okay. We do definitely want to check some 2 pairs. That kind of turn, when it gets more connected and stuff, I think we do need to slow down a lot with our strategy here. Hence, I might want to, as I say, size down, but I think even if I do size down, I think 2 pair going into a checking line is pretty cool as well. Now it just becomes a question of whether we jam or not. This is really close. I think there's a lot of value still. Okay, in it goes. I don't love it, but I don't love it. Pretty big raise here. I think we call 1 at least, obviously, with the nut flush draw. I mean, it's just going to be turbo mega strong, so too strong to fold just yet. Obviously, being able to make the nuts on the turn, but it's kind of call flop, check, fold turn, I think. Which sucks, but not much we can do about it. Don't really want to re-raise and get this in. I know that much. This is very close. And yeah, unfortunately just folding now. Yes, I couldn't say on the coin poker battle. I mean, what I will say on it is I think it's brilliant that there has been that it's kind of gone ahead. I think it's really good that, you know, just to create that game. Really, I'm gonna fold it because I've taken too long. Like, incentivize the high stakes guys to play each other. I think that's it's really good for the poker community, and I love the fact that it's just the best playing the best. I think it's brilliant. But yeah, I haven't watched it. Not to say that I won't, because I might just go back and watch it and see what I can learn in some downtime. This guy's obviously very special. Going to call, and I'm going to river the 10 of diamonds. I mean, it was a 10, just not the 10 we were hoping to see. Standard French by a Brit. Yeah, not known for our multilingual talents, are as Brits. Unfortunately, Manu, I will try my best though, but it's always one of those, as I say, when you're trying to learn a different language, when you're British, it's a little bit harder because everyone else just speaks English to you. So we're not as incentivized to learn, unfortunately. Because I would love to learn a different language. Sevens, yeah, let's check again. And then let's not fold. And let's just... I just don't know what I want to do here. Yeah, let's go over that. We should win, I think. Respect to the Brit poker community. Benner, Gazzy, Weasel, Easty, Pete Clark, Kakati. I think he's... Is he Aussie or New Zealand? Kakati, to be fair, but I could be wrong with that. I think he's Aussie. Sorry to him if he's not. But thank you. I'm very much dedicated to the game, and I do enjoy it. Going to 3-bet the Recreational here. Going to bluff the Recreational here. And going to mix between stabbing and not stabbing with ace queen. And that's going to be not stab. Twos, I'm going to start with a very small c-bet, and I'm going to see what fun things I can induce from our opponent here. Yep, and we're going to call down unless we get counterfeited. So I don't think we can bet really wide, and I think we can bet ace queen here. Not, I actually just think I'm going to bet. I really want to call. I also might need to call this. This is very close. I'm going to spin. I think I'm going to call. Okay, 2. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. But yeah, the rule of Mr. Saulo Costa there, the reason we call that off is because we go small on the flop to induce the flop raise, essentially. Yes, he had it this time, which sucks, but let's see if we can bring that back up. But still expecting more than enough random shite in his range there. Just random offsuit, one spade bollocks. And the downside is that he has a lot of equity. But we only needed, I think, 36% or something like that. So I'm all right with it at the end of the day. I'm all right with it, though it isn't the best turn to call off. But sometimes you just got to let the fish do the fishy things. And be okay with that. Alright, gonna squeeze the 10s here. Trying to get him to fold and him to do call or jam. Or fold, I mean fold's fine. Gonna check the 8s and go to showdown now. And we'll see a flop with the 5-4. And we will with the king 6 as well, because this guy's a very special opponent. So this is probably like a stack off hand at this point. This is close with the 8s. I think call, there's still a lot of missed stuff here. It's not an overbet. It is a recreational. He is tight, which is bad. But I think just call. And king 10 will win. Just going to call the king 6 when it goes check, check, check. Raising the 5-4 there to get Mr. Marchington out of the hand and play heads up with this guy. Just going to fold to the overbet, annoyingly. Calling versus most other sizes, but versus that, not so much. Ace Queen, I think, will play pure call in these positions. I think it's fine. And just going to give up king 9 here. Just going to play like 2e and just be very sort of equity driven. Don't need to start bluffing this. Just going to give up. We will get our pocket 9s in versus this guy. Calling the ace queen always. And I think we want a lot of 40% here on the river. And I think our hand's a mandatory bluff. But don't think we can get too out of line with our sizing scheme here. So I think we'll just go with this. Turn default, probably fold in truth. Maybe a bit of call. Yeah, it's going to try and show down 10s. 10s, 9s even. It's just not a great flop. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. Well, that is the river we were hoping for, to be honest. So, pay that man. Nice little result, that one. I don't know why the replayer won't just live up here. It's really pissing me off. Trips versus a recreational. Inject it into my veins. Ah, it's boring. Because they're both fish, we'll call. If he calls, we're out. Okay, we're just going to probably click this call button a few times here. Maybe not now. I know he's a nutter, but... Oh, 40% I have to be right. That feels like a lot, man. Even versus a nutter, that feels like a lot. So I'm going to go with no. James Dorman, good luck today and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to yourself, mate. Good luck as well. Just going to bet the turn here to try and fold him a face high. Mr. Fester. Now I will be folding, because that is no longer ace high. Defending wider, but I think Queen 5 versus a 4x is probably okay to fold, to be fair. Going to give up the Queen 9 here now, unless something miraculous happens. Going to keep betting with the Queen Jack. This is a recreational. I think the games are pretty good, to be fair, by the looks of it. Lots of fun players. Oh, sorry. I see some dirty things about to happen here. Just intrigued. I think we want to play like every part with this dude, if we can. I think 9-6 off probably pushes the limits of it a little. Fucking pot, really? Yeah, I think we can still call because he'll just shut down on rivers a lot. That's actually a really good river. Yeah, you win. You fucking win there, mate. Push it to the limit. Oops. Okay, how do we want to achieve this? I think just let him blast. In truth. There ain't really going to be many runouts I'm going to be folding on this one. Might even on a brick river shove for value. Yeah, I think I'm all in here. And I think I just get called by 7-6 and stuff. And Jack 6 and shit like that, so. Let's get the max. I like a smaller bet here. Like, so I can then bet like Jack 10 and stuff, I think, which is quite nice. Gonna keep this super simple and just go B40 really often. Gonna defend Jack 6 here because I can just play with this dude. And I'm gonna lead as well. Just want to fold out Mr. Gold's air and then get heads up with him. I think Ace King's just a slam dunk fold versus that. And we go about our day. Interesting to get raised there, to be honest. Not really sure. We have many hands that want to raise in range, but I think it's... Mr. Bot 35 is a very, very, very good player. So, I'm sure he has his reasons, and I'm sure his reasons are good. Am I going to barrel 8-7 offsuit here on the turn? Maybe no. I don't think ever, actually. But I will bluff the river. Hard for me not to overbluff here, which is kind of annoying, but... I think sevens definitely can bet, actually. Ace King will show down all day long. Sevens we will check all day long. These guys look pretty tight, so I think I'm going to go with a bet instead of a... instead of a check. Queen 9. When you get raised here, it's just the nuts, isn't it? How do we navigate this? I guess just call. Basically here, like, you know, we've got a lot of equity, sure, but he just doesn't have a bad hand, so why would I run it when I can just navigate turns like that and avoid situations? So now you win, and now I check fold. Yep. Just in that scenario, I think we can just like avoid losing a stack when we miss. And always win a stack when we hit, ultimately. This is a recreational there, so. Gonna call on this roll with the Jack 8. I said, and then I nearly 3-bet, but. Me pre-populating stuff. Queen Jack, I think is very flexible. With the Queen of Clubs, I think we'll just put it into both lines. Jack 8, not folding gut shots for that size. Don't think I want to raise very often, like ever at all, so we'll just go call. Pretty equity shifting turn, that one. I think B40 is nicer here. I think it just applies more pressure to like a non-ace X heavy range. And just laugh and fold. This is another bat. It's just way too strong at that point. Well done to him if he's found some random shit in that line. Yeah, pretty high EV river, that queen. Going to be bluffing now because it's a good river. Don't think it needs to be very big. Because we're not folding an ace. We're just trying to fold everything else. And I think with the turn size, when we go that size, we have not narrowed him as much as we would have done, so we can follow through rivers more often. Excuse me. So that river size there is for kind of hands like pocket eights. 9x of diamonds and all that jazz. More than an ace. Probably a size as well, like all in for when we have the nuts. But maybe should have rolled it with king 10 and thrown some of that into an all in as well, perhaps, but. And the Georgian software is great. Maybe you should ask them for an affiliate link. Maybe I should. It's going to start with a very simple 1/3. Going to go really wide here with the antes and the recreational. Going to slam dunk check the turn with 5/4 here. Lots of natural bluffs, don't need to be found in 5/4. That's a weird flop. Folding the 7s on that particular spin. I think I'm going to play check raise here, you know. No, I'm not. I'm going to block. I think it's worth a bluff. I don't think I have masses of air left in my range. I think it's a very high EV river for me. And I think I can fold better, essentially. Obviously facing jam, we have the world's easiest fold, but I think I prefer bluffing than check. Like, check to check jam, I'm not convinced about, because then we just like let him check down 8s and 10x and stuff. Whereas here we're piling pressure on 8s and 10x with that size, and it is a lot of like my region of, you know, my range that checks the turn there is very ace high heavy. So I think we can bet really often on the river, and therefore I think as well when we're going to be barreling like quite equity driven, and a lot of like queen jack, king jack sort of stuff is going to go in that turn barrel. I think we're pretty low down in our range, and I think it makes a good bluff. I'm going to check to this guy because he loves to bet. And then we're going to raise him, and we are going to get this one in. Going to bet small or check here with the ace-8. It's better river than most. With the queen-9. Just going to go fat value, I think. Probably the best way of doing it. Ace-8, I think we're going to defend sometimes here. Not loving his sizing, but it's okay. Not going to defend that time. Don't think we need to pure defend there. He's got a lot of natural bluffs. He's got a lot of value. I think it's pretty normal. We have good blockers. I think we can definitely argue for stationing a little bit there, but I don't think I'm going to make a habit of doing it every single time. I would like to win some money. I would like to not face raises when I'm fucking bluffing, or get called when I'm bluffing, or whatever. I would like to win. I need to check the river a lot here. So I think I'm going to go with that. Just because it's a 10, it's very bad, so I don't think we can value bet down to a king. Generally. But then he just has pocket 2s and checks it down, so each to their own, right? This is why everyone overfolds in this line, because the range is just 2s, but... It's kind of the idea behind checking. I would actually expect him to bluff that hand at this point. Gonna check here. Basically, this guy's been like, when he checks, he folds. And I have a hand that doesn't really want that to happen, so I'm actually going to check to, quote-unquote, induce 2 bets. I mean, I'm inducing with second pair, no kicker, but that is the plan of attack. Going to do the same thing on the turn. Now we have trips. And now there isn't really much to be done. Bet as big as we want, really. And hope he has a random... I mean, he just never has anything. Let's min bet then. Let's see if we can get a raise out of him. Probably the best way of doing it. Yeah, with Queen 9 specifically blocking the 2 big combo draws, it's like, what good bluffs do they have as a recreational? Or as a reg. It doesn't just have to be recreationals. But yeah, I completely agree. So let's just avoid. Why get that in? Do you know what I mean? And just go, well, how bad can it be? Well, we're flipping. We can probably do better than that. He's a recreational, so if we can do better, we should do better. I don't think we ever 3-bet 8s. I think you just pure call it, right? And I think just you can maybe make an argument for the suits, but I think if we're in any doubt, just folding 8s there is going to be pretty safe. 500 and I will play a bit of limp. Right. What, we like an hour in, give or take? I would like to win some stacks. What do I think? I think with Jack specifically, let's just go big. And go, I don't think you fold 2 6s. I would like you to fold a pair. That is not good news. 4-bet plus range pocket 3s. 3-bet range pocket 6s. So if he does this with pocket 6s and pocket 3s every now and again, we probably have a call. Which I don't think is beyond the realms. For him to shove, it's a lot of ace-king as well. I think we have to call this. Yeah. Good luck us. Yeah, nice hand. Jacks. I think we just check. Well, that was 2 negative results, wasn't it? But hey, got to embrace the variance. Sneaky, sneaky from him on the river. I love it. Yeah, gonna barrel the turn with King Jack, I think. Yeah. I think I go check the recreational. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Just opening bigger here because this guy's going to play anyway. Yeah, now we'll just check call. I'm going to check call our King 8 as well. And I think check back ace jack. Seems like a natural one. Pot into check, that's weird. I think half pot's about right with King 8. Gonna lead here with the king 7, river 2 pair. Not lead too big because we're still gonna be folding if he finds the jam, but. Still, I think gonna be awaiting the live stream upswing. I think today because it doesn't look good, does it? In terms of the results so far, which is frustrating. But what are you gonna do? I'm getting a little bit of lag. I think Queen 9, I think folds. Ace Jack, we will call on that roll. Gonna defend. I think just check call. With Ace Jack, I don't think we need to do anything too fancy here. I mean, the question is whether we defend the turn or not. I it'll actually be really close. Which air do I have? Definitely don't need to bluff. We might check call this. There's just a lot of air in his range. That's really unnatural as well. Why overbet that river? Because you've river 2 pair? This is, ugh. I might fold to the overbet. Or because you've got fucking Queen 6 or something. Overbet just feels really unnecessary. Yeah. I think fold's safe. I kind of just missed this one with 10-9, to be fair. Lancelot's brutal couple of hands. This is when I would start to feel the tilt seeping in. You're not the only one, mate. You're really not the only one. As I say, just you feel it, I feel it too. No one's immune. It's one of the things, as I say, I've been thinking about, like, how to manage it better. Not that I think I do a bad job overall, but I think also we sort of underestimate how clouded our decision-making processes can get, I think. So I think, the better you are at managing tilt, the better things will be overall. That's a point to do that after. Ace 3, I think we can 4-bet or defend here with the antes involved. But yeah, as I say, not immune. It is frustrating to get beats like that. I think with me, I think especially it's like accumulated. I've ran bad for a sustained period of time. over the last few months, definitely, and it's just kind of boring now. I think I'm going to defend ace-3. This is a bit loose, but the plan is to now blast it. When our opponent checks. I'm genuinely wondering why it's taking so long. I'm just folding to that. That's hilarious. The logic with that is that if he's taken so long and then come up with that as a bet size on the turn, he must have something very, very custom going on in his hand. And I think if you're going to custom bet anything, like when someone does something really weird like that, you kind of just have to ask yourself, usually it's driven by their hand. So why would someone do something like this? What hand would trigger someone to bet this size? And very often it's just pocket kings. I think you could be triggered to bet this sort of size with value that's got the board completely locked down. I don't think you're going to be triggered to bet this sort of size with bullshit, weak hands. Maybe some mid-strength stuff as well. Maybe queens wants to do something weird and wonderful like this. But of a range that is either nuts or mid-strength, like I'm not just going to start blasting away. I'm going to check back here with ace-3. If he checks, then we just blast. But yeah, versus this, I just think it's, you know, complete fucking bullshit, if I'm being truthful. We're going to go ballistic here versus the check on queen 8-9. With our sizing, just going to go big and not very often. Folding here because these guys have pairs a lot. So yeah, just avoid that kind of weird and wonderful stuff. Fair play to him if he's, you know, found fucking queen jack of spades for that size, then, you know, if that's part of his strategy, then fair play, but I would highly doubt it. I think king queen's one of the first ones we check, actually, in terms of a flush draw here. I think I'm actually really liking checking this one back really often. When you see villains 3-bet, 4-bet range being 3p plus in that 10-10 hand, is that from your own notes or a program like Hand to Know? It's automated from Poker Tracker. It's just their little notes function, and it then shows you like what certain people have done, you know, over over the sample essentially. Can I just make a hand, please? But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's great for recreationals. Really great for recreationals. Just seeing what they've stacked off with and stuff previously is pretty fucking valuable. Jimmy, hello mate. When are you going to do a cruiser and switch to Russian cash? Never. Absolutely never. Like the 200 Zoom I'm playing, like, is just for fun, really, just for streaming. It's not something that I'm doing regularly as part of my grind. And I ain't about to go and play like GG 500 or 1K or anything like that. Kind of interesting our opponent size is down here, but it's a very bad river. He should be quite equity driven with his bluffs on the turn. It's just really easy to give up his bluffs. He should give up a lot, but I don't think we're going to be heroing 2 spades in that scenario. As frustrating as that is, I have no idea what my strategy is meant to be here. Targeting overcards and ace. I don't think I'm even targeting ace high. I think I'm just targeting air. Let's go pot. I think pot's quite nice. I think betting this hand makes sense. I think we want to play overbets here. It's really hard to have anything, so I think ace king primarily checks. We're doing that. It's a weird one versus small blind flatting range because it's just such a narrow range. I think he's still got lots just like Queen King, Queen Jack and stuff like that. So I think this goes after that. Sort of region. Right. I mean, why? Why would you not raise? What the fuck is going on? He played a really strange hand versus me yesterday, and to fucking check call versus one big blind there on the turn is fucking mental. So I don't know what he's doing. Some weird fucking exploit mega mind shit. Yeah, just have to call, not raising. Do we have to call? No, because it won't beat value. So, does he overbluff? I mean, this is just really annoying. I think you can sense my frustration now because I've checked the turn with ace king and I'm having to fold to block on the river because he's not bluffing enough. We need some low equity bullshit in here, but really minimal. In terms of our turn barrel, I think. Uh, 7-6 just folding now. 9-7 just always checking. Alright. It's close. Maybe even argue for blocking the river. Yeah, I think block's the best thing to do here. Just stops him from like having sixes and showing it down. I could definitely check jacks sometimes here, but tens is fine. I think we can arguably just range bet ace-6 too. Maybe not range. Range might be pushing it. The fuck are people doing? Limp call. Check raise tiny. I mean, yeah, sure. I'm in position. I can make a flush a million times over. We'll see a turn, mate. I'm gonna check and realize I have showdown as well. I beat his random bluffs. Definitely do now. I don't really know what I'm expecting to see here, like ace-5 off or something. Probably. Okay. Do your thing. James, he was probably expecting aggression when he does that. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's what he should get. Like, if you bet, like, you know, 5% of the pot in theory, you're just meant to face, like, raise, like, half of the time or something daft because you basically treat it as a check, but just purely putting the exploitative hat on. This is an outright fish, isn't it? Yeah, it's giving up here. Not trying to try and make him fold a jack or a 7, basically. Yeah, just thinking purely exploitative. Like, it's not a strategy you've studied at the end of the day. No one's studying 5% turn bets after, and he's time banked for about 25 seconds before he's done it. Like, it is just exactly what his hand wants to do, or he's doing something stupid. It's not a strategy he's studied. He's just departing, and when people do that, they have a reason, right? And it's often what is in their hand. So then it is, as I say, it's just a question of, right, okay, what kind of hand would you have in your range that wants to bet 5% on the world's brickest of all turns? And I can see the argument for the mega nuts, and I can see the argument for mid-strength, but I can't see the argument for air. I just can't. It's not something, you're not sat there with Queen 10 suited on King 6-3-6 and thinking about a 5% turn bet. So, good luck to him, essentially. But if he'd fucking checked, he would have probably got a stack from me. And I hope that makes him feel shit. Not that I'm bitter. Let's see if I can get another table. It doesn't look like I'm going to at the moment. Oh, has this died to death as well? Okay. I think we'll just switch it to 2 zoom for the last sort of 45 minutes to an hour. Seeing as the 500 tables have died completely. Oh, my neck hurts again now. It's the way I'm sitting. All right, 2 zoom. We get 4 bet to 1 million big blinds and we'll fold. Meandrium, 654. It's actually quite a lot. Uh, 8-7 multi-way is not bad. It's not the worst, at least. I think like 5-4 is better because it's less dominated. We'll go sometimes. Let's start with a range bet with ace-10. And we are going to barrel occasionally on the turn. Not a great turn. It's not the worst. Not great, though. Yeah, so we still have a little bit of showdown value, but it is a decent barreling candidate. I think, like, low amounts of the time we'll barrel. Still have lots of candidates to pick from here. I might consider bluff raising here. Hollywood, 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 Hollywood. That is a size I want to bluff raise, actually. Now, do we jam or do we just go this? Let's go for this. We're repping the 9s or the Queen 10. I do like to face this size to bluff raise because this size is kind of like middling shit and bluffs a lot, so I think it's going to be pretty successful. But I think like having a 10's pretty good there. Like, I don't think he's going to have much 10x in his range that's going to bluff the river. I think an ace is okay. Ace of spades seems pretty good. I think in terms of like theory, it's a pretty fucking decent combo to have. I think just call. I don't think we 5-bet shove ace 5 suited in these positions. So yeah, I think it makes sense. We obviously rep a very narrow range, but I think the hand selection is up there. And I also don't think, as I say, like versus that size, I don't think it's nutted very often. Gonna stab a good chunk of the time here with ace 5. That's good enough. Queen jack, we can do whatever we fucking want, to be honest. Check raise or bet ourselves. Sizing wise, I think something like pot. Basically saying, you know, I have an overpair. Yeah, I mean, versus check call, he's just getting the lot here. Just basically picking a size that fucks ace king, I think. Which, honestly, I think is annoyingly something in between. Uh, 25 and 40, but now it's really grim with ace king on the turn here. That's kind of what I'm going after, and the vast majority of rivers I'll be following through on. I mean, it's really bad river. It's a really, really bad river. I don't think I can pure follow through. I'll spin it. Okay. Sixes. Is that a 4-bet? Are we 4-betting? We're 4-betting sixes. Middle position versus cutoff. Is that a thing? Sure. Why not? It wouldn't be top of my list in terms of 4-bet bluff candidates, but to each their own, I guess. King Jack, yeah, I think we'll find some 3-bet. But yeah, I mean, we are blasting, basically. We're blasting a lot of rivers, but the 4 river is really bad for a couple of reasons. Like, first of all, I don't think, like, if I had 10s, I would really second guess myself shoving the river for value at that point. Secondly, yeah, I'll come back to that. What the fuck is happening here? This, I think, just needs to go. Yeah, I think just fold it. The guy that bet 2.5 big blinds on King 6x in 3-bet pot tried to bet 1/3, but his stars glitched. Well, fair enough. Here I am going on an absolute ramble about how that's not, you know, that's just something according to his exact hand, etc., etc. And as it turns out, he just misclicked. He's Fellini on Twitch, is he? Okay, hello to him. Apologies for my rant. Wasn't really a rant, but he said he had a king and was deciding between checking and betting small. He didn't say the full hand. Fair enough. How many kings? 1 or 2. Yeah, I mean, if he checks, he just wins a stat. I could have said that for a lot of situations today. Maybe I'm dodging bullets. But yeah, going back to this one, I think, like, you know, you give me a lot of different rivers I'm going to be following through here. This river obviously saved me a stack. But yeah, it's just so much. It's just so ace high heavy when he check calls the flop. So we're just kind of going after that, and we lose to ace high. So I think it's a nice bluffing candidate, but I think we do have to just reevaluate on the river. Like, how much ace king is it still? That is a really bad river to continue bluffing, because I'm really unsure whether I can still like jam tens for value, etc. I think we'll just go 50%. Don't know why I've spun it. I'm always raising. But... I swear, every time I have like the absolute fucking mega nuts, I just get snap, fold, and move on. It is frustrating me. Bit of a jam over here. Yeah, I don't know. 13.5 seems good. So yeah, saved a stack. The river saved me a stack. I'm not convinced about Mr. Gold's 4-bet with pocket sixes, but you know, how bad can it actually be at the end of the day? Good luck us. All right, we win one. Lovely. But yeah, still spun it on the river. Still think we need to have some bluffs. You know, still got to bluff something, and it ain't a bad one to pick. It's gonna go small here. Hello.
Hi.
And I'm gonna check the turn, and I'm gonna river a straight. Nope. All right. Do we just check? Yes, we do. I'm going to beat 5-4. Damn. Right, we're going to go for another, half hour or so. So I've got to shoot out at like 2:15, 2:30. Last half an hour. Let's have some fun with it. Call the ace jack. Don't really want a 3-bet fold or 3-bet get it in. Now I don't mind. These are two higher EV flops. What the fuck is going on? Just gonna call. Don't really want to raise. That's gonna be quite strong. Here I do want to raise. Actually, I think bigger is better here, actually. Hi. I'm on stream. You can give me a kiss.
I'm gonna get rid
of it. Good job you had clothes on, innit? We are going to raise very large with the kings. I'm going to fold the queen 6. One day I'll hit a flush. Right, Chris 4-bet, what are you going to do? Parasec, Happy New Year, mate. Happy New Year to yourself. Fuck me, okay. Gonna call and try not to lose to aces. You're in Thailand, aren't you? So it probably is actually close to New Year now for yourself. But yeah, Happy New Year, mate. Yeah, let's call kings and flop a king. Again, that might save me. If he bets anything above half pot. How do I want to do this? Because this is aces, right? It's aces a lot. Yeah, let's just check. Could be queens. We'll find out about that as well. Oh, don't want to do that. Gonna check the Jack 7. And now we can comfortably fold. I don't think I can show him. Dodging bullets, that's what I'm doing. I'm just, dodging bullets at all times. The gods are telling me that I need to lose 5 buy-ins here, and I'm doing my best to avoid that. I think pure bet, ace-8, to be fair. I mean, again, triple Broadway, monotone, I don't know. Maybe I should just range bet those boards and proceed from there. It's probably the best thing to do. 9's going to be an alright turn. Do I ever want to not barrel? Ace-8. Oh, it's a really good turn for me. I think we just barrel. And we check, and we should still win a lot, to be fair. Not this is that, I cursed myself. We are going to play some check raise. It's close enough. That was a rapid call, brother, wasn't it? Yeah, I think versus snap call, I think I'm honestly donating a lot here. I mean, again, I'm just got the world's worst river. Ace-10 is very much in this line. Yeah, but I think this goes. I don't love it. But I'm snap call, then fold, yeah. Just as soon as we get the snap call, again, it's one of those time intel things, basically, that as soon as someone snap calls in that sort of spot, you can usually get rid of the top end. Because whether you'd have a 3-betting range or not, you would consider 3-betting pocket 8s and hands like that. So when you do get the snap call there, it's very often just fucking not that strong. So then if your opponent is someone who will fold their mid-strength to aggression later on, i.e. not a recreational, you can just go ahead and blast off. Not that it's even bad in theory, but it was just one of those where I'm even on that river, which I don't think is fantastic, we're just going to take him to the streets essentially and bluff it off. Nice for it to get through. 5-4 will defend. King 8, just putting it into a delay every now and again. Otherwise, just check folding. Not really a board I'm going to be range betting in these positions. Could, I guess, but it's whatever. This is an interesting size to pick from Buddy. Going to call and see a turn. That's one of the better ones. Big bet on the flop. I mean, it's not ideal. I'm thinking overpair. And I'm thinking pretty strong range, but on the turn, too much equity to consider folding. Could be a really good river. Hollywood, Hollywood, Hollywood. I'm expecting a size down. If we get the size down, I'm really happy. I mean, I'm happy anyway, but... Yeah, in it goes. Consistent sizing, but the Hollywood is interesting. It is interesting, actually, why he would Hollywood the river for so long, like, considering his sizings there, but the sizing's very consistent with pocket jacks here, so I think it's a clear value shove. And, yeah. I think we get called, to be honest. We'll never know. High frequency c-bet here with the ace queen. We're rallying a little. We get raised smallish. Mandatory continue, 2 overcards and a club in our hand, especially the nut club. And in position, getting such a good price. That is a low EV turn. Snap check, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, I'm wishing him all the best now. Yeah, just wishing him all the best when he snap checks. Nice to get some red line winnings. Just gonna shut this door. Sevens versus that size, I guess just call. Should we play a fancy pot versus Mr. Gold? I'm in the mood now. Won a couple of red liney pots. And now I'm in the mood. Let's think about this. What am I going to do? I mean, honestly, I just check call, to be fair. Super simple, and obviously get the worst turn in the deck. And feel great about it. Yeah, it's a low EV run out, that one. This board, I think you can probably do range bet things. Check the sevens on the river, and probably, I was going to say probably call. Or consider call, at least. The ace queen, yeah, sure, let's free bet. I could flat as well. Ace 5, I kind of visualize mainly in the betting line, actually. That's a good question, Chris. I'll answer that in a second. I might bluff this. Got to be careful with low equity bluffs, so we'll bluff it sometimes, but it is like quite an appealing one, this. But not this time. Yeah, probably just check ace high and give up. It's not an amazing river. It's not the worst river I've ever seen. But it's not like slam dunk, love your life kind of river. So we'll keep our reputation intact with a give up with ace high here. Yeah, that wins. Never considering calling there. Right, why is the 4 so bad to bluff in the ace-5 hand? Is it because he has some ace-4? No. It is because... the board... For the guys watching who can't remember the hand. Oh my fucking god. There we go. That was really tilting. Fold in here, range bet in here. So the board was 6-4-2 rainbow, won it 9 of hearts, and then a 4 rainbow river, right? In the 4 bet pot. Is basically because when we bet flop and bet turn, we do actually have like a lot of draws, right? And all of the draws on the 4 is the brick of all bricks, right? So in terms of like when the action goes check, call, who has more air in their range? It is me. So when he check calls twice and then you get the 4 river, which changes absolutely nothing, he doesn't have much air left in his range, right? Ace high is his air. And he doesn't have much of that because of what I'm trying to do on previous streets, right? I should be folding out ace king, ace queen on the flop and turn, at least at frequencies, right? So it is a river where I arrive with a lot of just no made hand, unfortunately, right? So then if my, if you think about my value combos, right? Let's say I shove 10s plus, for argument's sake. The issue is on that kind of run out, all my air misses. So I'm left with a lot of air, and when you combine the amount of air I have to the amount of value combos I have, it probably means I can't bluff all my air, right? Whereas if the river was the 3, for example, let's say the 3 of hearts, right, which completes the flush, then my ace-5 gets there. Then my flush draws that picked up equity and kept barreling the turn all get there, right? So then on the river, who has more air in their range? Well, a lot of my air just completed, right? So this would be a very good river to follow through on, right? Because now I'm just left with not a lot of air in my range and a lot of value combos, right? So then I'd have to reach to find the appropriate amount of bluffs. So a good pro tip for bluffing the river is kind of ask yourself how good or bad the river is, or who has more air in the range, right? When, I know it sounds relatively obvious to say, but if you just arrive to the river with lots of air in your range, it often means you need to give up with a lot of that air. If you arrive to the river with not a lot of air in your range, it usually means that you have to bluff it all, right? So a little bit of theory there for you. Hope that helps and answers the question, mate. And with that in mind, let's go and bluff the queen 10 and follow through the river a lot. So it's that same example, right? Just a really not a great river. So like a good river to follow through on here would be like a 7, an 8, a fucking 10, a jack, anything like that. 9, not great. Same reasoning. So yeah, I think I'm going to give that one up. Plus his ace high as well on the turn. I mean, it's sort of similar example in a way, but it's a nice illustration of it. Like his ace high is strengthened on that river in a lot of ways. It's not that difficult to station ace high on that river, whereas if the river comes down a 6, it's a lot more difficult to station ace high. So yeah, there we go. Right, let's rally a little bit more. I still want a couple more stacks. Red line or blue line, I don't care. Which battery do I have? Fine. Uh, 8-7 I probably do have to defend a little bit, not anymore. King Jack will play call this time. I mean, I want to play a big pot versus Mr. Gold just for the bants, so... He's a very nice guy, I'm sure he's watching as well, so hello mate, if you are watching. This is very natural to go big. So... I'm gonna go big. I'm gonna go big and thin. Is this a thing? Not so much. It's a lot of check. If I'm gonna go this big. But for the bants. And I mean, it's fine. It's fine to go that thin as well. If you want to use exploitative reasoning. Tens versus... Yeah, I think I'm just all in. Let me think about this. Yeah, I think I'm just all in. All I gotta do is get through him and I just beat him, so... Pretty sweet spot, that one. It's kind of, again, little timing thing there. Like this guy I didn't realise was a recreational or semi-recreational. He absolutely snap called. Could have been misclick, to be fair. But also could just be I have pocket eights. But it's never strong, so may as well just 4-bet tens, get equanimity to fold everything that, you know, isn't ace king and stuff, and then take all the dead money. Chris, awesome, thanks, that makes sense. Nice, mate, good. As I say, it's always just a good pro tip, you know, just ask yourself how good or bad the river is for you and your opponent. And it will help you come to a better sort of analysis, if you will, of like where you are in your range, what hands you need to bluff and what hands you don't need to bluff, etc. This is mental. I can't remember. I feel like this guy. I recognize the screen name. I think he's an old school guy, and I think his reputation was just blaster. I could be wrong with that. But yeah, gonna call 10-9. And do you know what? I'm probably not gonna have the fold in me. I don't get what he's doing. This is some custom fucking shit as well, isn't it? Surely when I call turn, you don't bluff river. Right? I'm going to spin it because I don't know. I hate it though. Absolutely hate it. Maybe this might be, in terms of like exploit stuff and technical stuff, somewhere I might need to get it a little bit better, because I think he's just departing from any kind of theory there, like on the turn and on the river. He's just doing whatever he fucking wants. And yes, I've spun it, and yes, I was folding 50% of the time, but oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna bet. But is he really bluffing that river for 9 big blinds, like, ever in a million years? Is he even bluffing that river once he pots the turn? Probably not. I don't know. It's hard to say, because you can just get shown 4-7 and be like, no, he's not, but he might be. But yeah, might need to work on that. It ain't never the worst thing, I guess, but it is what it is. Going to play b40 here, going to stab quite a lot, and I think queen 10 fits the bill. Can call, check, raise, etc. I'm playing for 2 hours. Yeah, we'll defend 10-6 versus the Recreational. And we'll stab, why not? I am, I'm just going to 1 big blind him here. Defend it. Defend it, defend it, defend it. And I'm going to bluff the river. This one I don't mind bluffing, to be fair. Bit of red line at the end, eh? It is enjoyable when you do get folds through, I will say that much. It's another thing I was looking at when I was looking at my yearly results, just like the first half of the year, 10k worth of red line. Second half of the year, like minus 20k or something worth of red line. Changed my style, I think maybe a little bit too much. So maybe we return to the red line in 2025, who knows. Yeah, as soon as he's so aggro, I'm going to go with a filthy little chat back here. The idea is that if this guy is using custom sizes everywhere, like getting into these delay lines with these kind of hands is really good, because then I can punish him. I can't believe I'm like advocating fold here, but I'm genuinely advocating fold again. Size up so quick on that river. 6x of clubs. Quick check the flop. I mean, it makes sense. I'm going to spin again because I'm not sure. I keep rolling calls and losing, but... Twice now. My instinct says fold, but then I'm like, well, you can't be sure, so roll the RNG, and then the RNG destroys me. And then lo and behold, it is exactly how he's sized. Which, yeah, I mean, is a bit of a mental note to take on him. In that he is quite literally doing whatever the fuck he likes with his river sizes. So, more power to him. Now we have the read. Now I'm going to go ballistic. What site do you play regularly right now? This one. Poker Stars more often than any other one. Carlos, how was 2024 results-wise? It was poor. I made money in EV alone, which is depressing to say, but true. I think I was saying at the start of the stream I might do a little... I saw Cruiser's video where he did a results video about how his years had gone, etc. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to do the same thing because it's a nice video and it's a good video to kind of talk about the realities of a poker player, you know, going through difficult periods, what I've learned over the course of this year, and so on and so on. I thought Cruiser did a really good job of it, to be fair. I think if you guys follow Alan Finn on YouTube, he did a results video at the middle of the year, I think, where he was talking about downswings, and it was really, really good video as well. I don't think there's enough of it, essentially, where we, you know, people go through negative results and then talk about it, essentially. So I think I'm going to do the same thing. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that, essentially. But yeah, in terms of the results, not fantastic this year, but there's always next year. I am bro. Why are you not sharing your 2024 results? Because, buddy, I'm going to do a video on it. I'm going to call the river here with Ace Queen because we beat all of his bluffs. We lose to that. It's very is that the word? Accusatory tone as well. Why are you not sharing your results? I never said I wasn't. I will speak on this though, because it is like, it's one of those things, like when you do, like, people always wonder, like there's this constant sort of like paradox with like result sharing. Like on the one hand, like people want people to be transparent, right? And people want people to share their results and so on and so on. But as soon as someone does share their results, right, and they're not, you know, just 6 big blinds, just endless graph going up. As soon as someone does share results where they've gone through negative periods of time, you know, and they've gone through downswings or the results are not great for the course of the year and stuff like that, there's always this population of people who are just like, wow, you're shit, poker's not beatable, you know, why pay this guy for coaching, etc., etc., etc. So you can't have it both ways, unfortunately. Like, you either want people to share their results and they're going to do it in a very, very honest manner and you take them as they come, or you create this pressure whereby, you know, people give you negative comments when you share results that are not just graph going like this. And yeah, you can't have it both ways, unfortunately. And that's the battle. That's why people don't do it. Because people who do share stuff publicly get battered for it. Not by the majority. I'm not saying that at all. But you can go look at, for example, Cruz's video that he just did. Go look at the comments. And it is filled with people saying that why would you be a poker player in this day and age, etc., etc. And Cruz is not a guy who's, as far as I'm aware, offering one-to-one coaching. But you can watch any of Pete Clark's videos, for example, or and stuff like that, where people will constantly talk about, Pete, do you even play in the games anymore? Do you beat the games anymore? Why would I pay you for coaching if you don't play in the games? And it's just such a stupid argument. Because if you watch, I like Pete Clark's videos. I think he's a very, very good coach, right? If I was trying to get to high stakes, would I get coached by him? Probably not. No, right? But if I was a low stakes player trying to improve, he's brilliant. He knows his shit. So just because he doesn't play 200 Zoom all the fucking time anymore, doesn't mean that he's not a really valid coach at the end of the day. I'm going to go all in minimal. Not this time. So it does annoy me, that kind of side of things, that sort of pressure that is created by the community to have good results. But as I say, I'm going to post my results. I've always posted my results. You can go to my Instagram and you can see all of the results that I've posted over the past year. There's many, many graphs on there. Talk about downswings, talk about it all a lot. I'm not one to hide my results. So, yeah. Apologies, but bro, why are you not sharing your 2024 results? Feels like a bit of an accusation. And yeah. Yeah, be done in 10. Uh, 10-3 wolf 3 bet. And we'll fold. Any New Year poker resolutions? Mine is not to blast so much, which no doubt our sessions will help. Yeah, you do love it, mate. I like it, though. I like it. Whenever I do coach people, I like people who are a little bit more redliney, because it tends to be those people are easier to kind of bring more towards the middle than people who are really struggling with aggression. It's hard. If you're struggling with aggression, it's harder to get to that middle than if you're not struggling with aggression to kind of taper you off and bring you back down to the middle, I always think. My New Year's poker resolutions, again, I'll probably do it in this results video, to be fair, where I'll talk about it. Be more consistent, prioritize poker more, as in actually playing, trust my game plan a little bit more, all of these things. Nothing overly groundbreaking, just a few little things that I want to change and clean up, essentially. Ed, yeah, was gonna feels a bit less fighty, if you don't mind me saying. For redliney stuff, yeah, it's something I'm gonna go away and sort of consider. I think, in terms, as I say, you can kind of see my graph for the start of last year, well, the first 6 months of last year, where the red line does this, And then the second 6 months of this year, last year, whatever, where the red line does this. Definitely some conscious changes in some regards. But for the better, question mark, not sure. So bit of soul searching to do in terms of, like, as I say, my overall game plan. Whether I moved away, and I'll talk about this again when I do that video. Did I move away from some really, really good things because of some negative variance, essentially? Maybe just run bad, who knows? We never do, unfortunately. That's the thing. Variance is always there. You can't ignore it, and you shouldn't ignore it. But in the same breath, it's always going to exist. If you do post the fucking yearly graph of 300,000 hands or whatever it is, and you're winning at 6 big blinds, I guarantee you no one will be talking about variance if someone posts that graph. Even though it is just as variance filled as my graph of 2024, which is winning in EV dollars only. So yeah, you have to take it both ways. You have to take the rough with the smooth. Right, I'm going to sit out next big blind because I very much have to go shortly. So we'll wrap it up. I'm going to call the A7. I got to check the Ace-8. And I'm going to call the A7 again, and I'm going to win. No, I'm not. How big can we go here? Medium, it's fine. Puts him in the blender with pocket tens, doesn't it? What is the highest and lowest stakes you play? You're looking at it. 200 is as low as I'll play. 500 is currently as high as I'll play. I'll play, fingers crossed, as I say, once we get the first bit of 2025 out of the way, we want to go play some 1K. My goals, as I say, for this year or next year is to go play higher. Prioritize, as I say, playing more and